Hey, everybody.
Hi, long time no see.
Wow, we are live. What is this thing?
What is this? This is our live video. I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Garrett, and we are Diary of a Family.
We are living life intentionally.
Wow, you guys are fast. Hey, guys.
Nursing our travel bug has joined us live.
Woo-hoo.
How you guys doing? Where are you at? So we have quite a lot to cover, but we would love to answer your comments, talk to you through our live chat. So feel free to type that in there.
Yep.
And we will stop what we're doing and have some communication with you.
To say that our trip has been a whirlwind is somewhat of an understatement.
Much of an understatement, that's for sure. So we're actually having to catch up for like 3 weeks of information.
Yep.
Because we took off from Washington State. Nursing our travel bug is near the Orlando area.
Nice.
Florida is nice this time of year compared to Washington State, that's for sure. So we left Washington State. Basically, you guys left on March 6th, then I left March 7th to catch up with you.
Yep.
And then we had this whirlwind rush to our new location.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that.
Who did we meet while we were in Seaside?
So in Seaside, we met up with our friends Kent and Lisa from Living Light RV. So shout out to you guys.
Hey, Kent and Lisa.
Definitely a couple that we have enjoyed getting to know both on their YouTube channel and in person. Oh my gosh, Kent has so much fun with the kids.
And we'll definitely include some clips from that visit in our upcoming video. We're going to do a longer video with our trip down to where we are currently at, which we will tell you about in a second.
Yes. On our trip, we also hung out with the Fummins family.
Yep.
So that's Doug and Harmony and their kids, and that was a blast. We really had short visit times, a couple of days in each location. Yeah. And then in between that, it was non-stop go. It was
pretty crazy.
We're going to show you a little video of that.
Yep, so hold on to your pants.
What was that?
I don't know. So people keep telling us over and over again how big Texas is at, but somehow we ended up missing Texas.
We drove right on through.
Yeah.
And ended up in Louisiana.
All right. So we have a good reason why we're in Louisiana, and we're actually in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Just over the border.
Yep. Oh.
So we had been focused on Texas, wanting to get to Texas, wanting to change our domicile state to Texas. Yep. So I even went out and got my Texas nurse license. Prior to even getting a job offer. And the company that has been working with me did their utmost best to find me that first position in Texas.
Every single Texas job, they were just like, oh, I don't know, this is really kind of dangerous. I don't know. It was really annoying.
We even had it down to, we thought that we were going to get a job in Tyler, Texas, which is actually not too far from here. Yeah. And it just got down to where they had so many applicants, or the position really was uncomfortable hiring somebody who had no travel nurse experience, regardless of how much actual experience that I had. So the same day that my rep kind of said, hey, we should look at some other jobs that just opened up, Nevada and Louisiana are both walk-through states. Now, if you're a nurse and you're thinking about doing travel nursing, it's important to know some of these terminology. So walk-through state, basically their nursing license, you can do it all online, but it takes several weeks. But if you need that license really quickly, so you can apply for the job before you have the license, and if you need that license really quickly, you do as much of it online as possible, and then you walk in during certain business hours on a regular weekday, and you can seriously get your fingerprinting done, make sure you have all your paperwork done, and you walk out
with the license
all activated and ready to go. Mine is active, and then I have some pending paperwork. Super annoying. Super annoying. Louisiana requires you to have your transcripts from school. And I'm like...
She's passed the NCLEX. She has her BSN from a university.
And I've been working at a hospital in Washington, and they want to see my transcripts. So I like, okay, I'll get my nursing transcripts for them from the nursing school. But then I had transferred credits in from a community college, and that's what's holding me up. I hadn't gotten the transcripts for those credits, and it wasn't listed out exactly what courses I had.
Credit. So she's having to get what transcripts from her community college classes way back.
Anyway, so needless to say, lots of hoops to jump through, but it was quicker than the Texas license.
Yeah.
But I think Texas had a lot less hoops to jump through. I mean, even with having to take the jurisprudence test for the Texas license, Louisiana was a much bigger headache and a lot more expensive.
Yes.
But I am set to go. I was supposed to start the job on Thursday, and it got postponed. My first orientation day is April 4th.
Yep.
So I get basically a whole month off. I kind of need it after that crazy trek we just took.
Well, and let's talk about the trip and the route we took. I have a little video that we'll talk over, so let's go ahead and jump to that. So we started up in Lake Sawyer RV Park, and for some reason I didn't realize this, but we actually took I-5 down. We didn't take 101. But we went down to Seaside 1,000 Trails, and we stayed there a couple days. And then our first real push was from the 1,000 Trails at Seaside to kind of the Roseburg, Oregon area. And we'll go into more details on our video about kind of why we chose the Seven Feathers Casino. But that was our first experience boondocking.
Yep. And it was freezing.
And then the next morning, we hit the road early, got over the passes, and got into California. And
Lake Minden.
And then we went down and we stayed at Lake Minden.
Beautiful.
1,000 Trails.
Absolutely beautiful. Stay there if you can.
Yep. And then we just hit down and went straight through the valley, the Central Valley in California, and we went up to Spaceport RV Park out in the Mojave Desert, and our own separate stories from there.
Oh, yeah.
But then the next day we went and we traveled over to Arizona, in Cottonwood, Arizona, near Sedona. And
that's where we met up with the Fummins family and stayed an extra day just to relax a little bit. Yep.
And then on the 15th, we headed over to Hidden Valley Mountain Park, just east of Albuquerque. And that was our first really long drive.
Yeah.
And then from Albuquerque, we went over to Old Town Cotton Gin Mill RV park.
That was a cute
that was a fun.
That was a cute place.
We'd love to spend more time there if we got a chance. Yeah. And then from there, we booked it over through Dallas. We wanted to not be in Dallas. And I mean, our overall, we did 2,800 miles in about 10 days or so.
Oh, which is insane.
Which is crazy.
Insane. If I had known that they weren't going to be able to start me at work on the 21st and that they were going to postpone it until the 4th,
we would have taken our time.
Yeah, we would have spent more time in Seaside with Kent and Lisa. We would have, gone maybe shorter stints instead of doing 350 to 450 miles every day. I mean, that was basically 7 to 8 hours of driving. And
we have to make stops for potty breaks, for lunch breaks, for
gassing up. And it's not like we can trade off driving because we actually brought both of our vehicles. Because it just cost-wise, it was going to cost us a lot more for us to rent a vehicle for me to commute to work.
Yep.
Then it would be for us to just keep the vehicle that we already owned outright.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It was a lot of driving. And not to mention that we went through not one, but 2 different time zones. And daylight savings. We were on the road during daylight savings. So, I mean, we were literally fell back like 3 hours. It's taken us almost a week of being here in Louisiana.
Oh, I think more than a week. The kids are still waking up at
just to
times
get up at this time.
Yeah.
Just to our body clocks to kind of catch up where we're at.
It's pretty funny. Definitely. If we ever do it, I mean, obviously we're doing this.
Yes.
But if we ever have to go that amount of distance again, we're going to give ourselves like 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks to get there.
And do shorter stops or do a long stint and then stay for a day or two.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there was so much. Like, we would get into these places and then we would just have the evening to look around. And then we were gone at 7 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So, we really didn't get to explore the areas very much, just so that we could see from the highway.
We were within an hour and a half of the Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon. We could have seen Carlsbad Caverns. What else did we see?
There was a whole
national park.
Arches.
We were close to Arches.
Yeah, I mean, the route we took, there were some amazing places just off the literally like, hey, 10 miles off the highway. We're like, we can't even get off the highway, go a couple miles to go explore a little bit. And that was just like, it was kind of sad because I loved New Mexico. Yeah. The route we took through New Mexico was just absolutely beautiful.
It was gorgeous, and that's just what we saw off the highway. So.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely are going to, we have been using this time that I've had off. The kids are enjoying me being at home, and we are really, we've been looking around for things that are free for us to do. Exploring the natural wildlife and learning as much as we can.
We actually made it and did a bike ride as a family, which was a lot of first time.
It was great. We had some complaining from the 5-year-old, but I think he'll get used to it. He just isn't used to it yet.
Yeah.
And I think we went a good mile and a half.
Yeah.
And walked downtown Louisiana and checked out a little pub.
Downtown Shreveport.
Sorry. Downtown Shreveport.
Yep. Downtown Louisiana is...
See, my brain is still tired. Okay. The day after we got here, I didn't get to sleep in or anything like that. I was up at 5 a.m. and headed to Baton Rouge to walk into the state. So
she had a whole nother day of driving.
A whole nother day of driving.
Just to get the license.
To Baton Rouge is basically a 4-hour drive.
Yep.
So I did it. 5 a.m. I was on the road, drove to Baton Rouge.
Got there about 9.
It was 9:45, and their office opens at 8:30. So I was one of the first people walking in, and got all my paperwork done there, license, all taken care of. I was like 40 minutes out of Baton Rouge when my agency called and said, "Hey, everything's good. It looks great. You've got your license." I'm like, yes, I'm all ready for work.
And then they're like, and you gotta wait. But actually, I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that we're actually waiting a little bit, because that has caused us to slow down, and we actually met some families here at the park because of the fact that we had the time.
Yeah. We'd seen a few families with kids, and because we're kind of stuck way out in the back where they have the monthly people, we didn't really get in close to where some of these families were. So I ended up walking by one morning and introducing myself to Kim and Jeremy, and they have 3 boys who are like 6 up to 10. And then yesterday we were at the pool, and I got talking with Braden and Amber, and they have 4 kiddos, 3 girls and a little baby boy. He's 4 months old. He's so cute. So Amber has a blog, and I want to give that a shout out, and we'll put the link in the description below. It's the Wandering Plock Flock. They've been full-time for 18 months, and they're just a fun family.
We had all 3 of our families together for dinner last night, and just got talking, and I mean we talked till probably like 9 o'clock.
It was really late. It was very dark outside.
Yes, but it was a lot of fun, and I think some real good, meaningful conversations came out of that, and that was really just a blessing for us.
So possibly Kim and Jeremy will start their own YouTube channel. They are missionaries to our military families, and
they're looking at going to Fort Bragg out in North Carolina. So that's where their heart is right now. So that's where they're going to be heading once they're done raising all the funds they need for their missions trip. So
anyway, they're a great family, and I hope that they do kind of get their story out there on YouTube for other families, and share their life with everyone. Are we missing anything? I think we hit everything. Anybody have any questions?
And we're gonna come out with a video on Wednesday showing how we actually pack up to leave. And we went kind of step by step in the process we take from getting our trailer from being where it's at, stationary, to ready to hit the road. And who knows, it might help you guys if you're thinking about RVing full-time, or even just a weekend warrior and you want to kind of get some tips. Check out the video, and it'll be premiering this Wednesday, so stay tuned for that.
And I love that we have great connectivity, so we can do these live streams. We were having a bit of a difficulty back in Washington.
I think some storms damaged some of the towers. Something was really off over there.
So we're back. We love our lives.
Now we just got to make it not blurry for some unknown reason.
We like to upgrade our equipment as we need it, and not break the bank, like getting the whole setup. So maybe we'll get a better camera for these live videos. All right, well, our shout outs are over the last 3 weeks, starting on March 3rd. We had 22 people subscribe to our channel. We have a total of 347. Yes, thank you so much. 153 to our goal of 500 subscribers.
So if you're not subscribed, do that now.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to give shout out to Jim Finistad, Mom Berryman, Donald Rains, Keith Fontaine, NFLDER, NFLder?
Something like that.
NFL.
Sure.
Okay. 3 Boys Gone RVing, Janet Wickstead, Ian Castley, David Hardcore. Ooh, he must be hardcore.
Okay.
Dale Smith, Finian McCullough. It sounds very Scottish.
McAuliffe. I think it's McAuliffe.
McAuliffe. Sounds really
Scottish or Irish, but something like that.
Empty Tube.
I'm not sure what's over on that tube, but
empty tube.
It's empty.
Yeah.
Welcome, anyways.
Camille Karim, Jason LaRue, and Kim Cover. That's it.
Oh, that was a mouthful, but thank you guys.
Thank you very much. We would love to do a Q&A again. We did one sometime last year.
Yeah, when we had a trailer in the shop, we did a Q&A. So. Yeah.
We've had a few people sending questions our way, so we'll start gathering those together.
And if you are heading through Louisiana, consider stopping by and meeting us. We'd love to meet you guys, and let us know, and we'll tell you where we're at. And you can see if you can hop in and stay a couple days at the park we're at.
We're in the Northwest area.
In the Greenwood area of Louisiana. We're a couple miles from the Texas border. It's like really crazy.
We're definitely willing to travel an hour or so to meet you.
Yep. So...
Nursing Our Travel Bug says, "Yay, travel nurse family. See you around online, but good luck on your first assignment." Yes. I am super excited. It's a surgical unit, and I will probably float to their medical surgical unit. All I can say about that is that I know it's a 6-to-1 ratio at times, and that's what I'm pretty used to.
You were doing higher than that.
No, I was doing 6.
Was it 6-to-1? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know anything else other than that. They hold all that information back until like a day or two before you start. But I will be doing 3/12s, so that's a switch for me because I was doing 5/8s, and
I honestly, as the parent, stay-at-home parent, I actually preferred the 3/12 shifts over the 5/8s because really and truly it was like, oh, mommy will be home for dinner. Mommy will be home for dinner. Instead of, hey, this is mommy's work day, but we have 2 days off after this. And the kids prefer to be having whole days off instead of just on the weekends. So,
But we're definitely taking advantage of this time where I'm not working, even though it might hit the pocketbook a little bit. But you know what? It's the first assignment, and we'll be able to figure everything out after that. So.
Yeah, and we had a possible, as soon, like, was it 5 minutes after you signed with this hospital, she got a call from a hospital in Nevada.
In Reno,
In Reno, being like, hey!
We're
like, could we have waited 5 minutes?
I know, if we had signed on with Nevada, with Reno,
we wouldn't be traveling across the...
we wouldn't have been traveling so far. We would have been able to do a much slower pace.
However, we wouldn't have met Kim and Jeremy, and we wouldn't have met Braden and Amber. Yeah. So, I mean... everything has its purpose, and it's very amazing to kind of see how everything flows.
It's very
true. We're actually really glad to be here, and we look forward to exploring what all Louisiana has to offer.
Yes.
Mouthful.
Nursing Our Travel Bug says, haha, yeah, that happened to us a few times. I understand that you really have to be flexible in this type of work because the hospitals really do have the last say. So it always works out in the end. Yes, it does. And
the nursing agency that we're working with has just bent over backwards to work with us, which is amazing.
Very apologetic, was pushing really hard at the hospital side, saying, this is not how we treat our nurses. You said that you were ready for her on the 21st, and now she's all the way out here, and
it's not like we can just go home for a couple weeks.
No. But they did offer to give me my travel stipend up front. So normally you'd get half on your first paycheck and half on your last paycheck.
Yep.
I'm getting it all up front on the day that I would have gotten my first paycheck. So I won't have even worked when I get that refund for our travel. And they're refunding me for my license as well on that first paycheck.
Yes.
And then... my rep, she was so kind and actually gave us a gift card to Target
which
for
we
a
used
substantial
to get some,
amount.
Yeah, we were able to get some clothes for the kids because, I mean, we went from winter to basically, for us, summer.
Yeah. And everybody here might think it just...
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, it's just spring.
It's rainy spring here. And we're like, no, it is like over 70 outside every single day. No, this is summertime for us. So we had to get some sandals and some shorts for the kiddos. But I think we did a really good job of like scouting the area this week and finding library that we got a library card for and a church to go to. Yeah,
if you travel around a lot and you're going to stay in any one area for a month or two, consider doing a temporary membership at a library.
And it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
It's totally worth it. Anyway, we can talk about that later, but we just want to give you guys this great update, let you know where we're at. We would love to meet with you if any of you are on the road in our area.
You can send us an email. You can follow up. You can send us a message on Facebook or Instagram. Those are all social media platforms that we are active on.
Our email is rvdiaryofafamily@gmail.com.
And it'll be in the comments as well. So you can check that out there.
And I don't know if any of you were interested in my blog, but I believe that the platform that I have my blog on got shut down.
The platform itself, but the blog itself is still up. I checked a couple of days ago, and it was still up.
Anyway, I have to figure out how we're going to try switched over to another platform.
Yeah, we're going to move it over to another platform. We just got to figure out how we want to do it, so that we have a little more control over what happens to it.
Yeah. Anyway, that is Intentionally Us.
Yep.
If you're interested in that.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell to get notified of when we go live.
Yeah, become part of the family.
Yep. And remember to, what is it?
Live life
intentionally.
Intentionally live life.
Intentionally live life, and we'll see you guys on the road.
Bye.
Bye.